But the idea of perfect is the enemy of good. And I'm fond of saying perfect isn't the enemy of good; it's the enemy of everything.
It is.
People they become convinced that they don't want to do something, whatever that something is, their health, getting physical activity or exercise as an example. Well, when I build out the exercise room in my house and I've got all the weights perfect and I've got the bench where I want it and then I got the treadmill over here and I got the other thing over here and all the stuff and the gadgets, that's when I'll really get after it. In the meantime, I'm just going to eat, chocolate pie all day, right? Knowing that if you just went out and did some push-ups or you walked around the house, did anything physical, got your steps in, went for a walk, went for a hike, rode your bicycle, all that stuff works. You just got to get the inertia going, right? And what I find with people in investing is they do the same thing. They're like, well, Scott, I want to invest. I want to do stuff, but I'm going to research for a while. I want to do a lot of research. I want to read about it. I'm going to get some Money Magazine. I'm going to watch a lot of CNBC. Maybe I'll get the Journal. Maybe I'll get Barron's for a year. And after I do that research for a couple of years, then I'll really know what to do. And at that moment, when I dive in, everything's going to be awesome. Meanwhile, they could have been saving $300 or $400 a month and have $10,000 in an account, right? Mm-hmm. And it won't be perfect. I don't care how much research you do. There are people who get paid, people who went to Harvard and got MBAs and read financial reports, income statements, balance sheets, and they do it all day long, every single day, and still get it wrong. Right? So you can't expect that you're going to, A, compete with them, and B, outperform them.
You got to jump in at some point.
Sometimes you just got to do it, man. It's, you can stand around and say, well, if this, then that. And no, just sometimes you have to take action. I even see it sometimes with financial advisors that work under me. They're reluctant to get a client to take action because they're not convinced that the thing that they've spent days and days researching is the exact best thing. I mean, right now you could say, well, what's the best thing? What's the perfect thing to do today, right? And that changes from day to day, so it's really a pointless endeavor. People waste a lot of time and a lot of energy. There are people, we've talked about this before, there are people with $500,000, $600,000, $800,000, $1 million in 401ks.
Have them call me.
Yes, I will immediately. And those people don't have $1 million in a 401k because they researched their 401k options better than you did. You know what they did? When they were 23 and they got the job, they just started putting money in it. Now they're 70 and they got $1 million. They couldn't tell you any of the funds. They couldn't tell you the manager's name. They couldn't tell you the top 10 holdings. They couldn't tell you a beta from a standard deviation. They know none of this stuff. All they did was start saving.